All of this depressed my brother. Everywhere Jimmy looked, he saw his beloved Constitution being violated. And as the conflict between England and the colonies escalated, so did Jimmy's frustration and instability. He started swearing at strangers on the streets. He fell into fits, destroying furniture and breaking windows. And he would say the oddest things, even in the house.
The lieutenant governor claims that I destroyed the slate roof. Can anything be more patently absurd? Think of the logic of such a statement. The lieutenant governor admits that a mob of furies ransacked his whole house, destroying almost everything. What if a house is destroyed? Of what use is its roof? Well, let me assure my colleagues, I did not destroy the lieutenant governor's slate roof, or for that matter, any slate roof in the province. I could never destroy a slate roof, because in fact, I adore them. I have never uttered a sentiment in this hallowed hall more sincere than what I will tell you now, that I wish my house had a slate roof. If I had not become a lawyer, surely I would have taken up the trade of manufacturing slate roofs.
When Jimmy started picking fights in the House of Representatives, sometimes coming to blows, it was the last straw.
My son, James Otis Jr., has behaved so erratically in public as to endanger himself, his family, his friends, and all the citizens of America. It is because of this that I must, as his father, and in behalf of all who love him, and all who mourn the loss of the fine intellect once uniquely his, I must request that he be declared non compos mentis, and further request that he be removed from Boston by whatever means necessary. Let him be cared for in the country, where we hope he will be free of those personal and political pressures that have contributed to his breakdown.
There's nothing else we can do.
Therefore, be it declared that on this day, December 3rd, 1771, James Otis Jr. shall be bound hand and foot and removed from Boston.
So Jimmy spent the war in exile in the country. I convinced him to organize his manuscripts. When the war was over, I would edit and publish them, a project that would require many volumes and would establish my brother's place in history. After all, John Adams had called Jimmy the first patriot, and rightly so.
But we won the war, and the colonies struggled to piece together a new government. Many of us wondered if Jimmy hadn't been right all along.
Majority opinion was moving in the direction of replacing a king with an aristocratic president, of proposing a constitution without including written guarantees of personal rights.
Then what had we gone to war for? Often after the war, my husband and I debated this question with Jimmy.
Must we tear government down before we can repair its deficiencies?
England left us no choice.
England, or ourselves?
England, I think.
But look at the government they want to give us now.
I know. We have a new generation to educate. Where was Jefferson in '61, studying Latin and probably using Jimmy's textbook?
This new Constitution grants fewer liberties than the one you overthrew.
Some of us are demanding that a Bill of Rights be amended to it.
Our liberty was secure in the Constitution we already had. If only they'd granted us representation in Parliament.
John Hancock declared a James Otis Day, a day to honor the first patriot. It was a glorious celebration, but somehow it only depressed Jimmy farther.
He kept saying Hancock, by dancing the minuet, was carrying on like a high Tory.
He kept saying that the revolution had replaced one conservative aristocracy with another.
Afterwards, we all came home. A thunderstorm was approaching. Jimmy excused himself to take a walk. What happened next was beyond belief.
Jimmy was standing in the doorway after his walk, leaning on his cane and watching the storm. He was still depressed, thinking the war had been for naught.
Suddenly, there was a deafening crash of thunder, blinding lightning, and Jimmy fell to the ground dead.
Well, apparently the lightning had hit the chimney, run along a rafter, and down the doorpost of where he was waiting for it. Mercy put the moment in a poem.
When God in anger saw the spot, on earth to Otis given, in thunder as from Sinai's mount, he'd snatched him back to heaven.
Jimmy died as quickly as one blows out a flame.
A few days later, I went to get his manuscripts, to continue editing them for publication. I couldn't find them. Finally, I saw the remains of a page in the fireplace, and seeing the pile of ashes there, realized what had happened. In his depression, Jimmy had burned his life's work, every single page of it.
Now there would be little historical record of the accomplishments of James Otis.
His name would not be sung in the songs of victory.
And history would all but forget him.
So loyal to the crown that I defend its constitution.
Taxation without representation is tyranny, and the Stamp Act will be repealed.
I wish my house had a slate roof